Hey guys, it's Tarek with Cyclone FPV. It is about midnight right now, about 12:01 a.m. in Texas, Central Time. And bear with me a second, I am trying to verify that the new software is running properly, so please give me just a moment to look up a few things here. I've got to use my keyboard here to make sure that we're all good before we get started with this live build. We've added some new hardware, some new cameras, some new mixers. I mean, it's kind of a task here. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that that it is all moving like it should be. So hang tight 1 second, and then that's way I can at least also make sure that it's running properly across the board. So let me give me 1 sec here. Okay, looks like everything's moving like it should. So let me get back now to this dashboard here. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing. Just trust me that it's going to be, hopefully we'll be able to see this. We're hoping. Okay, so today we're going to be doing a live build. This is one of many live builds that we're getting ready to do on some kits and some DIYs that we're going to be using. I need to grab the point motor. It's going to be right here. And so what we're going to be doing on this build is we're going to be doing a pretty simple RitalinFPV F4V6 setup with an all-in-one 35 amp ESC, and we're going to be using some Brother Hobby UC5 1750 kV motors, and we're just going to put it all together with an Aurora 2 camera, and then we're going to use this video so that it can help with people who do get the kit, or you can actually just have us do the build for you. And bear with me again, I'm still checking out some software here just to make sure we're good. Let me just check here on this side. And I think that that is confirmation that it's all should be streaming now on all sides. Okay, so it is. Okay, so let me just get going with this. I'm going to, hopefully the chatting, there's supposed to be, the new software is supposed to allow us to see chatting shared. I'm not seeing it yet, but I'm hoping to see it here shortly. I don't know why we can't see it all yet, but just hang tight. Let me see if I can get that fixed at least. Sorry guys, it's just taking me a minute to get it all on here. My hope was that we would be streaming with live chatting running behind it, and that's supposed to be the new setup that they have, but I don't know if that's going to be working or not yet. So we'll try to see. If I don't see your chats, if I don't see any messages coming through, I don't respond. I'll keep looking to see if I have anything else here. Okay, so I see. Hey, what's up, Juan? I see it, but Juan, do me a favor, just so that I can verify. Can you send? I don't know if it's going to come through or not like that. I may not be able to see the messages right now, I guess. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll keep watching on this side and see if I can see them both. I don't see anything yet, though, and that's the only concern I have. So if somebody can send a message, at least I can test it. All right, so anyways, let's get going to it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with the frame. Okay, I know at least the video is coming through as far as the messaging goes. If there's an issue with that, I'll check it out. I'll check it out here slowly. See if I can get this one. And then now let me go ahead and share the screens, and we'll zoom out. Do a picture-in-picture for you guys. There we go. Boom. Here we go. All right, so let's go this route. All right. So we're going to be using this frame, at least for this build for the time being. And I'll go ahead. This is the one that I think I showed you last. Here's what the frame looks like. This is another build that we'll be doing. But this is not the build that we're doing tonight. This is that Deadpool, the new Deadpool that I showed you guys. It's posted on our website. So this has the Cadex Vista in it, and it's using the RitalinFPV 722 board with the 35 amp ESC. Got the Deadpool motors on it. With these props on here are the HQ 5x4.3x3s. All the 3D prints are done here. We're actually going to be providing these printers now for sale to you guys. We made a deal with the manufacturer to bring them in. So we're going to be having the printer and the printing supplies, and we're going to offer them at an awesome price. So we printed right here with PLA and right here with TPU. So all that would come with it. That's on the other build that we're going to be doing, but we're going to be using the same frame for this build. So I'm just going to go ahead and open this up and see where we're at. So let me do that real quick. Sorry if I keep looking back and forth here. It's because I want to check this out and make sure. There we go. All right, so let me go ahead and open this up, and we'll do a quick build on this. Now, I'm going to make notes on the build as we go because there's going to be some additions to the kit that are going to be added. So let me grab my pen, and I'll grab the notepad here. I will make notes as we go. And then we'll do a bench test, on benchmarking on the actual motors and the props to get the best combination that we can for this, okay? So let me switch back over now. There we go. Okay. All right, sorry guys, I'm looking at the screen here. This software is loading, so I'm just let me make sure that I've got that going. Okay, I think that'll be all right. I'm going to click this as well because I want to see it, see if it's all going, and it is, okay. All right. Okay, so we're going to get started with the frame. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by the software. It's kind of pulling on me. But like I said, if I miss any comments on there, by all means, guys, I'll catch up on them, okay, I promise. Let me click play on here, make sure that that's going, and it is. Okay, perfect. All right, so first thing we're going to do is open the arms up here. Lay the arms out. The arms can be, they go for either spot. There's not an arm dedicated for front left or front right or back left or back right, okay? So they're all interchangeable on this side. On here, the frame's actually pretty solid. I was really impressed with the frame itself. So we've got our top plate and our bottom plate. The rubber standoffs come on the bottom plate there in the 30 by 30 spots. So if you really wanted to utilize the rubber plates, I guess you could do that put an adapter if you were going to do a 20 by 20. I didn't. On the build over there, I didn't. I actually just used the 20 by 20 and put my own standoffs on there and removed the rubber standoffs. These are 25 millimeter standoffs here, bone shaped, dog bone shaped. And then I believe these are going to be 14 mil screws. Go ahead and lay these out as well. Just try to sort these out, keep them in some order at least. Since this build is a new build, laying it out, these are going to be, let me see, these will be 8 mil, and then these are going to be, I believe, 6 mil. So you'll have 4 of each kind. Okay, so there's the parts that we've got. Now they do give you some TPU stands here for the camera, and also your strap, and then a silicone LiPo holder there. Okay, all right. And let's see what else we got. I need to plug this in, so bear with me a second. Okay. All right, let's put this aside, So here's how it's going to go. It's pretty simple on the build here, and I'm going to assemble it really quickly, and then I'll just break it down. So your smaller screws, your 8 mils, are going to go in from the top down through the rivets here, and these arms are going to go with the 2 screws always pointing to the outside, okay, to the front or to the rear, not to the center like this. So these will go. This will sit like this right here, all right, and you will put your first screw in here and tighten that down, just to kind of give the arm some hold there before we put in the standoffs. And you'll put the next one again with the 2 screws facing out. And these are 5 mil thick arms, very solid. I've flown this frame and crashed this frame, and so far it has been a beast. You will find this frame on Banggood's website. I went over this earlier. You will find it on their website for, I believe, $79. If I'm not mistaken, that's the wrong spot. $69 or $79. We're offering it obviously a lot less, and with the kit you're going to save as well. All right, let's put the next arm in. Okay, I'll put the last one. There we go. All right, let me switch over here. Okay. All right. Then what we're going to do is we'll put the standoffs in so you get an idea of what they look like, what it's going to look like, that is. But we're going to take them out as we build this, but let me just put these in here to show. Sorry guys about my delays with the new software. I had to give it a shot at some point to see how it's working. I kind of don't like it right now, only because it seems like we've lost the ability to chat. So I can't read messages right now, but I'm sure that I'll let the company know that and see. This is part of the difference between scheduling a build versus just going live. And so it's something in their software, but we'll work the kinks out as we go. So I did make some mention in the last video today that I posted about Free Sky Fridays. It's going to be a pretty awesome event, so you guys make sure to check that out. And then Motor Test Mondays is going to be something awesome as well. So we'll be doing some more of those. Okay, so here's what the frame looks like. You can put on the TPU like this. And so let me show you how this is going to go. So this is going to be your front area here, so we'll just put this on. There's one, and there's two. These are actually pretty good. Now I'm going to reprint these. I did mine, as you can see. I mean, we made a better one in a nice red, and the quality is a lot better. But we made it to match. So we've got 20 printers now running. Well, 20 printers on the way total. We've got 6 running right now as a print farm here, but we'll have 20 total. So we want to kick up our prints quite a bit. All right, that's going to be the most important thing, is to make sure that we have the ability to print a ton more 3D. We've been getting a lot of requests for it, so I'm putting a total of 20 that will be running 24 hours a day. All right, so once I put the top on here, I'm just going to put one screw. I'll just put one screw in here and show you. So here's what the frame looks like. It's a super light frame, and it's very strong. So now we're going to get to building. So here's the flight controller that we're going to be using. That's the HDLRC-F4 V6 Pro. This is going to be the 35 amp ESC that we're going to use for this build. And then we've got our brother hobby. So I'm going to start by putting the ESC in, because I need to get the motors marked and measured properly. So let me go ahead and do that. All right, and again, guys, if you do make a comment and I don't see it, if you write me in either YouTube or Facebook and I don't see it, I apologize. It's something with the software that's kind of preventing me from being able to do anything right now, but I will try to get that fixed if possible. So I apologize if I don't get back to you, but I will go back and search and get back to you if you have any questions. All right, so first thing to note is that the setup is going to be where the arms are closest, like here, and you can see what this, like I said, this is what it looks like when it's done, not this build, but this frame. So where it's closest actually is the front of the build, right? So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and see our ESC, and I'm going to place it down like this with the LiPo actually coming out the rear side now. The rubber standoffs are perfect. They do keep it just exactly where I need it off the frame. So I'm going to leave it like that. What I don't know yet is what size screws I'm going to need, and this is where we're going to take our notes. So I'm going to start with a, let's see, we're probably 3 mil plus 2 is going to be 5. Then we'll have another 5 mils, or no, we'll have another 7 mil separating plus 2. So that's 14. So let's see if an 18, we'll try an 18 mil screw to see if that will give us the space that we need. So we're going to put one in there, and I'm going to make note of that here if that works. So we'll put that here, and then I want to get the bag that came with this F4 V6, which is right here, and that is going to be this one, because I also need to see what HDLRC includes. Well, they're using nylon. I don't know if I'm really going to like this. Let me see really quickly here, because these are going to be kind of weak. there's no way they're going to be the right length. So I tell you what, we're going to kind of trash this, and in our kit or in our build, we'll save the nylon fasteners. By the way, these are good. The rest of the stuff is really worthless. I'll put these back in the bag. So that's clear that we won't be using those. So with the nylon standoffs, with the setup here, I'm thinking if we go with the 9mm or 12mm, and the reason it's important to figure this out is this VTX is going to be aiming down, so I've got to keep it off the board. I'd like to get as much distance as I can from it. So 9 is going to be too much. Let me see what a 6 looks like. 6 is not enough. So here's the idea. If we were to take the 2 mil thick fasteners, right? So right now in my notes, that's what I'm probably going to end up adding, is a 2 mil thick fastener, which might actually work pretty good. So let's see. Okay. Let me put one here. Good. Still going to keep this setup off the board quite a bit. And then let me put another 18 here. And guys, remember, we're just going to like finger tighten these things. We're not going to like really clamp down on them because you can poke through the rubber soft mounts here. So let me just go ahead and do this. I need my electric screwdriver. Let me go get that real quick. There's one. I need to find the bit for the other one. I can, if I'm going to be able to. So let me see. These are the bits that come with the setup that we sell online on our website. So if you want an electric screwdriver that's really awesome, this is the way to go, and you can find them under hand tools and then electric screwdrivers, and that's what I needed right there. Perfect. So let me just set these motors here. Okay. Finished putting these on because I want to make sure that 18 mil will be a good size for this. So might as well go ahead and wrap this up. Make sure that we're reaching, because if not, then obviously, oops, the next size will be the 20 mil that we go to. So we just want to make sure ahead of time. Tighten that one too much. All right, last one. Okay, so this will do it for our ESC. And the reason we're going to stop with that at the beginning is because there's quite a bit of work to do to get the motors measured properly, which I'll make notes of, so that if you guys do take this as a DIY kit, then you'll know how big to cut how long to cut the wires. So let me get this out of here. I got to keep this table somewhat clean and organized because it'll get out of control real quick. All right, we'll put the capacitor over here, put the flight controller right there. Okay, so this is what we have right now, and obviously making sure that we have enough space here so that we can measure out the top. So here's the 6 mil, and then here's the flight controller. And that will give us plenty of room here. We could actually, I mean, if you wanted to down the road, we could slam this, the height of this a little bit, but I think with the camera going in, we're gonna need it. So what we're gonna do is on top of that, on top of these, we're gonna go ahead and add 6 mil. Now, it is possible, let me put 1, 2, 3, and 4, so we'll need, let me make a note of this here. So it looks like that's gonna work just fine. Let me put these bits away also, by the way. Put my screwdriver here. sit still. Okay, so the first thing we've got is we're gonna run with, let me make a note here. So we're gonna run with, this is for the DIY. Okay, we're gonna run with 4 by, let me see, that was 18 millimeter M3. And we're gonna run 4 by 2 millimeter M3 fastener. Okay, and these are gonna be screws. And then we're gonna need 4 by 6 millimeter M3 standoff. Okay, so far that's gonna be our setup, right? So then when we do that, we can come back in and we're gonna go ahead and line the board up the same way, following the arrow now. Okay, so right now it looks like maybe 18 is gonna be too short actually. Darn it, let me see if I can get this by with 4 millimeter. Not sure. Because then if that's the case, then a 6 mil without a fastener would be just fine. So let me just see. We gotta try the combination until we find the one that works, that will make the most sense. Let's go this route. No, that works actually. So we can either opt for this. Now the reason I like to go this route is because I like to fasten the flight controller down in place. That way the screws stay in place too. So we can either go with 4 millimeter, or we can end a 2 millimeter fastener, or we can go with 4. I'm going to put an or here, 4 by 6 millimeter M3 standoff, because all you need is 6 millimeter to keep this off. So what we'll do is we'll put this on real quick, get an idea of what it's going to look like and how it's going to fit. Okay, so let's do that. There we go. And then we'll take our 4 more nylon fasteners right here, and that'll give us ample room to make this work. Since there's a VTX on this board, we don't have to use anything else, so we should be okay there. Some of these nylon pieces are just awful. I'll just throw them out and just get started with another one. There we go. All right, so I don't have to put all 4 of them on to get an idea of what this is going to look like. I just want to get a couple on so I can see this thing. All right, so with that done, now let's see how the camera's going to fit, right? And we'll use the same stand. We'll use their camera mounts for right now, just to see if it's going to fit properly. So let me go ahead and put that back on. I'm going to see why the comments aren't still working, guys, so bear with me a second. I think I can get into YouTube Studio and find out what's going on that end, so bear with me. Let me see how that's doing. All right, so with that, we'll go ahead and set the camera up, and I've got to find, I had already opened this camera, so I need to just find some temporary screws to hold it in place. And I think I've got that right here, so I'm going to go ahead and just put this in. And when we do this measurement, we're going to know if everything's going to fit properly. I think it will. I don't think there'll be a problem at all, but let's just make sure. Now, when this is done, the kit will actually have the option to come with like the matching prints, like what we did on mine. And you know, I mean, I like it better that way. But if you don't need it, it's no big deal. If you don't need the arm protectors or anything like that, that's fine. But it is going to be an option you can get. Okay. So far, it looks good. We've got plenty of room for the angle. And then let's go ahead and put the top on. And looks like we got plenty of room there as well. And we've got an ample amount of room inside here. So, I mean, we could reverse the camera, stick it out more, and then drop this, make it really low profile. But that's not how the kit will come, because most people won't want to fly it like that with the camera sitting out more, since it would be more exposed. But you do have plenty of room here to add, you know, other components if you want, or a different stack, let's say. Okay. Now, with that said, give me a second, and I want to see if I can go to our. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so I think. Okay, so Rob. Okay, so I do see a comment from Rob Lucas, right? And it says, "Hey man, how's the build going?" Hey Rob, thanks for writing. By the way, so I can see that the comment is coming through on this side. I'm trying to see why it's not coming through on the other side. Oh, now it is. Okay, well, never mind. I do see it. I don't know why. There seems to be a delay on that. I don't know even when you sent it, Rob, but hey, the build's going good. We're just trying to size it out right now. Everything here looks good so far. We'll have the XT60 coming off the back. We'll jump these here, bring this. So now what we're going to do is let's go ahead and get started with the measuring of the motor wires and getting those cut and mounted, okay? So that'll be the next thing to do here. Hold on one second. Let me get this here. We're gonna take the stand off, so I'm gonna leave the camera attached. At this point, it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna put these screws here. So we do know that 18 mil screws are gonna be awesome. That'll work out well. All right, so let's put the camera there. Let's take the VTX off right now because we don't need it either for the time being. What we do need to do is get the motor set. I'm going to take this out for right now. That's going to be your wire harness for your ESC. So let's get started with the first motor and see what it's going to take to get it to reach. At the same time, we'll go ahead and fire up the soldering iron right now and switch software here. There we go. Okay, so best way to do this one is going to be to just go ahead and mount it. Let's get these out of the way. And I think that the screws they send will work, but they will not work if you add a arm guard on there, right? But let me just see the length of this real quick. Yeah, they'll be okay. They're a little, no, they're good. It'll work. All right, so let me just grab one and get this going. All right, we'll put our fastener on for right now. Okay. So, and because it's not a true X in this regard, we're going to have to know front and back are obviously going to be different lengths. Some of you guys would like to go from the inside and wrap it around. I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to do it the way I did the last build. I'm just going to kind of come around and tuck it in here. So the idea here will be that, let me see. If I was to bring it in just a little bit, come back around and get it to the right length, it's going to be to about right here. So I'll take my measurement to here. We're going to measure from the end of the heat shrink. See if I can get this in here properly. I'll say 100. That's fine. Let's do that. That's probably a little long, but we'll go with 100. So 100 mil is going to be the measurement for the two. So make a note of that for the build DIYs. It's going to be for the back, for the rear motors, and I think the front are actually going to be the same. Equals 100 millimeter wire. Now, just for the fun of it, to know the front here real quickly, let me go ahead and check that as well. I want to stay on the last build, they're pretty much the same. Where I left, they were so close that I ended up making them the same. So let's do a front mount real quick. This one I'm just going to try to put one screw in so I can just get to see the numbers. Okay, let's leave that like that. Just kind of turn it to where it looks like, there we go. So again, we're going to do the same thing. Bring it down, around, into here. So this actually looks a little bit longer, but we'll see. Let's say it about right here. So down and in. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, that's going to be, I've got it marked right now at 10 millimeters longer. So we'll do front motors equal 110 millimeter wire. Okay. So now we can take all these off, cut them, and get them set. So let's do that first. It's going to be the next step. Get rid of the boxes. So we're going to do 2 at 110 and 2 at 100. All right, so first things first, let's go ahead. Okay, this is measured at 100. So over the two in the back that are at 100, I'm just going to use this silicone seat shrink to guide me for my exact measurement. So let me just slide that down to the heat shrink here. Okay, since that tube is 100 millimeters, if I cut there, I know that I'm cutting exactly the same for both motors. So let's do that. Oh man, hey, listen, if I can help you in any way, hey Antoine, how you doing? Rob, if I can help you in any way, bud, just let me know. All right, so there, and look guys, when you cut these, please, by all means, like I say, I know I say it 100 times, please find a bag of some sort and just, here, take the bag that holds your battery, your LiPo, the silicone pad that comes with the frame, and save these wires. You will need them. These are gonna be great to attach the ESC to the FC, okay? So there's one set, that's a that's a rear motor right there. And to check, to verify before we go any further, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead, let me set these motors aside. What I'm going to do first, let me get my soldering iron ready, and it is. Just clean it up a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and strip these and get them ready. Hey Steven, how you doing? You get my message? I wrote you back. I can hit you up after this build if you're awake, and if not, we can touch base tomorrow. No, I don't sleep, man. I try not to. If you sleep, you have dreams. I don't like dreaming. Usually they're nightmares. I don't like nightmares. So I stopped sleeping more than, well, that's not true. Lately I've been going to bed a little bit, getting more sleep, but I stopped sleeping more than 3-4 hours about, 10 years ago. It's been better ever since. Okay, so we're gonna prep these, right? So we're gonna take them and use the, and guys, listen, remember one thing is that everything that you see me using here is on our website. So this flux paste, the helping hands, the soldering irons, the wire cutters, everything. If you see me using something and you want it or you need it, it's priced, I promise you it's priced very good. I buy these in bulks of 1,000 items at a time or so, and so we definitely get good pricing on them. And so please, if you need something, let me know, okay? All right, so let's get started, and we're gonna tin this because I wanna solder it to the board, and I wanna make sure that the wire length is gonna be okay. So bear with me a second. Okay, and now at the same time I need to prep the board. So let me bring the board in and get the flux pen. Again, these are some things that we have. Let's go ahead and get the flux pen out and just, let me make sure we're getting some liquid. Yeah, we are. And just kind of get the tabs here. Get all these pads ready, and then I'm gonna get the, I'll get this as well. Okay, all right. Now I'll most likely, as a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna do it right now. Hold on, I'm gonna go get the XT60 cables. Because I want to get that soldered on there before I get too far into this. So bear with me 1 second. And that reminds me I need to close that door. Well, that door scare the crap out of you if it opens at like 3 in the morning. It means that there's something walking outside. Give me 1 second. Let me just lock this down. All right. Let me get this XT60 and get back to business. Perfect. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm still tightening up. I have to. Well, I tell you what, Stephen. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. As a matter of fact, I just had some people tell me the opposite. So you know what? You win some, you lose some. I get it. You can't make everybody happy, but I do appreciate the compliment. It comes at a good time right now. Anyways, yeah. So Rob, there's a ton of things to look into, right? And you know, if you have any questions, man, just let me know. There's a lot of different information out there. Like our new motor tests are going to be posted some today, so you're going to start seeing more of those. So that was for this build right here. Actually, what you guys saw, what I did earlier with the Deadpool motors, right? So I mean, you can buy a quad, right, and you can take people's recommendations. Hey, this looks cool or whatever, and that's probably my biggest pet peeve is that when it's done based on the looks, but when you do it on the performance side of it, you end up really getting something that's either going to fly efficiently or it's going to fly right. So kind of take the direction of focus that way. That's not the right place screen. Let's put that here. 1, 2. I put that over there. All right. So, anyways, let me go ahead and put this XT60 on. So I'm hoping that with this, well, I need to make note of that too. So we need to do the XT60 cable because that is not included anymore in the HGLRC setup. So we need a 1 by XT60. Okay, I'm going to use a thinner one. I don't think I'm going to use the real thick gauge here, but let me just see what I've got available for me for this build. I'll go with something like that, I guess. Whatever. All right. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm probably going to mount, depending on how much space I have, and I need to check that again real quick, but depending on how much space I have, I think I can fit that underneath. So let's give that a shot first and see. That way I can put the XT60 on the bottom. That is kind of long though, so let me see if I put this on here. I run this around. I'll say it like that. So let's see what distance, let's see what length this is. Now, most of the ESCs actually come with them. Most of the ones we have come with them soldered on. The one I picked happened to be that it doesn't, but most of the ones that would be in a kit would be soldered on already, so you wouldn't have to be doing what I'm doing right now. So I'm going to make it 70 millimeters, so let me just go ahead and make a note of that. At 70 millimeter length. And all these are for the notes I'm making right now are so that when we do a build, if you do a DIY build, you've got all the notes I made, so you know exactly how long to cut your wires and stuff. All right. So that being said, let's move this aside and let's strip these wires down and tin them. All right. I got you, man. I got you. Okay, I mean, I get it, all right? And I won't argue the point. I know that a lot of it is, it's got to look the part. So I can't even argue that. But I do have customers that, are asking me to, I'm not a color matching. I wear white shirts and gray shorts every day of my life, every day. I mean, if both y'all, all y'all should probably know that by now when you see my videos. So when it comes to color matching, it's not my thing. So all I can do is fall back on the math and hope that the math wins them over, okay? All right, so let's tin this up real quick. And when I tin up my XT60 wire, guys, one thing that I started doing recently is I'll go ahead and coat both sides, but then I will rest the iron on the end there and let it just soak into the strands that are kind of wrapped in this inside, and it seems to actually bind a lot better. So it's kind of good. Now it does get hot though, so be careful. All right, so that's done for now. Now let's bring the ESC back. Make sure we've got this board tinned properly on this side as well. Right. Oh, God darn it, dude. Why are you hazing me, bro? I mean, why didn't you tell me that? This guy always razzes me. Hey, I thought you were coming by to pick up some goggles. You want to come by tomorrow? I'm here. But thanks for telling me who it is now. Now I know. I don't have to take offense to it. Hey. I was kind of just having to ignore it. All right. Anyways, guys, this is Juan. Juan likes to haze the hell out of me. Him and another guy named Justin, very good people. I'm lucky to have met them and know them, so good guys. And they live in the area, so I get to chat with them. They were here till 3 o'clock one day, actually, in the morning last week. They will keep you up all night, but then again, I'm up all night. Okay, so let's go ahead and get soldering on this one. I think, like I said, based on this, I believe that I'm going to be able to keep this underneath. So let's just see. Just going to kind of get it to a temporary hold, and then I'll go ahead and go back over it with some solder here in a minute. Okay, so there we go. Oh, you know what? It's 12:41. I have to wish my parents a happy anniversary. My dad is in Beirut right now. My mom is here, and I know she is worried about him. So let me just say to both you guys, awesome parents. You've put up with my crap for a long time. Happy anniversary to you too. And Dad, you know we're thinking about you. So take care of the family down there. And I got Mom. We're gonna take her out to eat. So Mom will come get you later today. Go chow down. Okay, so that's a pretty solid. It doesn't take up very much space there. You can see that it stayed pretty thin, and the solder went on really well on this board. So I'm real happy with that. So let's go ahead and mount that, because I won't have to take this off again. So let's just go ahead and get this mounted now. So we're going to put the 4 screws in. Tell you what, some of these, I don't know how they made it into the screw pile. Because as you can tell, I color all the screws, right, to color code them so that if they drop, I don't have to sit there and hunt them down. Sometimes one sneaks in, it's not the right size. But you can tell. Those of you that don't know, the red ones mean they're 12 mil, yellow means 16, green means 14. Because if you ever drop 1,000 screws that are all mixed, you know what the hell it is trying to get it. Okay, so this is done. So now let me just kind of keep the board down a little bit. All right, and we were going to put the motor on, which is right here, and this is going to be the rear motor. That's the first one we did. So let me go ahead and put that on now. I'm just going to put 2 screws for the time being so we can get going with this. And if this works out, then we know we can get the rest of them that way, or the other motor that way. All right, so my goal here is to kind of get this. I've been using the tape more than I've been using the heat shrink for the motors, so I'm going to do that again for this build. So get an idea of what that looks like for those of you. Yeah, I do. I have smoke stoppers. Let me see. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can tell you where that is. So it would be under. I'm looking on the website real quick, so bear with me. Hate trying to find out where I put all my stuff here, because I keep moving it. Let me see if it's here. Okay, so if you go, is that it? If you go to the website and you go to batteries, and then you drop down and go to, under the drop down, you go to connectors and plugs, you'll find it in there. Okay, so that should help. So again, it's the Cyclone FPV, then batteries, and then connectors and plugs, and you'll see it in there. Okay, so what I was going to show you is I started doing the tape, right? So this is the tape look instead. So we'll do the tape and some zip ties. Now I did have on the other one the zip ties. So I'm not going to use heat shrink on these anymore. I really don't see the need. I really like the tape that we got in. And that tape will be coming with every DIY kit if you decide to do it yourself. Okay, hi Karen, how are you? Let's see where we're at. Okay. And the smoke stoppers, yeah, it's like the one I have on my bench here. I'll show you. All right, I'm just going to tin this one up real quickly. And Juan, I hope you're watching this part. This is for you. See, I got to throw a little dig back now. Yo. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wire these straight through, and then I'll bend them to fit. So what I do is I'll come in at an angle here, right? So for me, because I'm right-handed, I'm going to leave this way, and I'm just going to set these off at an angle like this, just a little bit. So I've got enough room to make them fit, but they can fit nicely in parallel with each other at an angle so that the wire's not sticking out from the ESC too far. Okay. There's 2, then we'll do the 3rd one here. All right, perfect. There. All right, so now let's see how this is going to look. Let me take my screwdriver. Okay, now let me take some tape. And we'll measure the tape to be, oh, I don't know, let's see. You like that one? Okay, so we'll take it at, I'll do an 80 mil. It's a little bit more tape probably than you need, but it does help. So let's just go 80 mil. Okay. So at that point, I'm just going to go ahead and just cut all 4 pieces off right now. Get that out of the way so we get the tape off the table. This is the, if you're on the site, this is the Transtech or the Transtech Laser-DB5 or the TCMM. So if you just type Laser-DB5 or laser on our website, you'll find it. If you go to Banggood, because I had referenced them earlier as far as selling this for a lot higher than what we do, just type Transtech Laser-DB5 and you'll see this frame. It is a pretty strong frame. I'm very happy with it. I've been real pleased with it. So yeah, you can check that out on the site as well. And when this video is done and I'm done recording it, I'll go back into the description and put a link to all the parts, okay? I couldn't do that ahead of time. I just didn't have enough time. So thanks to Rocky, he's the one who gave me this tip here to get this tape to stick better. So just tape it to the frame first and then wrap it around. So that's what we're gonna do. And I wanna keep these as straight as possible. So let me go ahead and do that here. And the reason I'm doing this one, I just got to make sure that this length of wire is good. So let's wrap that, and that's perfect. That sits nicely. And I'm going to take some, I don't know, I guess I'll use a black zip tie here. Put one at the end where the heat shrink is for the motor, just right in front of it. Okay. And the way I put that on, and I used to be a real stickler of it, see, here's the problem with this tape. It's not the tape, it's actually me. When you touch this stuff here, this flux paste, it's like having like oil on your hand, so when you do get on the tape, so I guess it's best to, if you have an alcohol swab or something to wipe this down, these may start coming off. Usually I'll clean my hands before I put the tape on, but I just need to see this measure out. So when you put the zip ties on, and this is just me being nitpicky, right? But I think it improves the look, is the next one will be right here at the joint. Right here where this is. I bring it into the center. This way I can pull it down towards the bottom into the center. I think that's the ugliest part of the zip tie, is that this bulky part that'll stay on. So if you come from the outside like that and then pull it down to the center, they'll be hidden. It'll just look a lot nicer, in my opinion. So there you go. That's one arm there, and now we can say that it does fit at that length. So let me just tuck these wires in for right now, just to see if I can get them in close enough, and I can. So that'll sit nicely, and those will stay hidden. The reason I don't usually go from the inside in, I don't like anything to be in the center. I want to see if there's any damage here. I don't want anything to be cut or damaged inside that I can't see when I'm flying the quad. And then at the same time, I can leave my wires a little bit longer and tuck them. That means that if I change my mind later or something, I can use them on another build. All right, so the 100 millimeters checks out just fine. So the next one is going to be, we have to do a front motor. Hey, that's right, Finley. I remember you said when I was going to do my next one. Hey, man, welcome. I've just been sitting here getting this. This is the last minute build that I decided to do. Okay, so we're going to do the front. The front I measured at 110, so we're going to go ahead and cut 110. I don't know if I have something measured to 110, but I'm going to go ahead and do that anyway. So I've got this kind of this hard tubing that I don't use. So let me measure that to 110, and I'm going to cut it, and that'll be my guide. So that'll be 110 right about here. Go ahead and do that. All right. I'll label it later, but for right now we know that's 110. So we'll run this to the heat shrink as well of the motor. Stop it right there, which is going to be right there. Come on up. Cut those. Remember to save them. Put them in your bag with the other ones. There you go. Let's strip this one down then and make sure it fits. Okay. this stuff. You get this stuff and then you touch the tape and you pretty much ruin your chances of any tape sticking. So there's some alcohol wipes right there that I'll use, I guess. I just didn't think about it when I was doing this just now. All right, so let's tin this up real quick. All right, clean that off. Okay, so now we're going to check the measurement to the front, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and use the same side here for the front. And let me go ahead and get the screws to hold that down. And this way, if this is good, then we know that our measurements are good. And so that'll be something that you'll get in your notes. If you, like I said, if you do buy the kit, if you decide you want to do it and you don't want us to build it for you, then you can do the kit and I'll give you all the notes here which tell you how long to cut your wires and stuff. Makes it much easier, I think. I mean, it helps, at least it helps. Okay. And this is going to be the reason I did the video on this stream, the reason I did the live build on this one tonight is I have people waiting to get a kind of a more affordable drone, and I bought a lot of the product. As a matter of fact, to be honest, I bought HGLRC out of all of it, so they don't have any more inventory on it and they won't carry it again. So there's certain things that I bought, and by doing that I got the price low enough to where I can really get you guys, I can save you guys a ton, and that's the whole idea here. All right, so where are my 8mm screws that I took out of here? I'll just borrow one of mine. Oh, actually, no, that's it. Never mind. Sorry, I need to put the standoff in. That's what I need to do. I need to get this to stop moving. So I'll put, I'm going to put a temporary standoff actually, because that other standoff is already sitting with the camera right here. And so I'm not going to unscrew that right now. I'm just going to get something temporary that I can just use as a holder. So that, there. All right. No, this isn't the Batman. No, this is actually one of ours. So this is a combination of components that I put together to make this quad. So you've got a JHE MCU ESC, you've got a Transtech frame, you've got the HGLRC flight controller and HGLRC camera. So it's a couple different things that come together to make a very good quad. This will be a very strong one, actually. I'm really going to be happy with this. And usually the ones that I would build, yeah, hey, there you go. I guess I'm not the only one who has drones to do at 2 a.m. But usually I do the student builds, and the frames are a little safer. But I think that this would also be considered a student build at this point. The frame just makes it really cool, gives you a little bit more options. And there's plenty of room inside this frame to expand the build if you want. You could take this build, like I said, this is this frame right here. Okay, so you could take this frame. This is if you go to our website and you look on the homepage now, we have two bind and flies, and this is one of them. This is the HD5, the Deadpool HD5. So this is the exact same frame, but that has the Cadex Vista in it with HD setup. So I mean, the frame gives you what's not listed on Cyclone. The other one is, yes it is, just look on the first page. This one is not. I wanted to do the build first and make sure everything that I picked was right. So don't razz me about it, just give me an hour and it'll be on there. But the other ones are. So you can see the two, that's one of them, and then here's the other one. Oh heck yeah, here, this is it. And I'm really happy with this one. And Juan, you saw this one because this is the same one. So this is the other one that we have. Let me do it like this here, so you can see it this way. So that's it right there. That is the HD220. This is an awesome one also. Now this has the full DJI stack in it. We did all the printing for all the parts, so you'll get it to match. That's with the Deadpool. So this is going to be part of the Deadpool series that I'm going to be bringing out, right? So these are really awesome. I'm really excited about these ones. And then I still have the last one is the new Cine one that we created here, and this is pretty sweet. So I'm really excited about this one too, and all these will be ready to go shortly in the next couple days. I am saving that for a customer. I did speak to a customer who I owed him a quad actually, and it's my fault. And so he said, "Hey, can that one?" I was like, "Man, you got it." So I'm excited. I'm going to get that fixed up for him and get it out the door. But yeah, so because I have quite a few Deadpools and I like the motor and I like the performance of it. We did the benchmark today. You can see that online. I posted the video today. This is when you're right-handed. This one really is a pain. Let me just get this on there. There we go. Okay. So at that angle, you see you can bring the motor wires in. So now let me clean my hands. Okay. All right. So here's my alcohol wipes. I'm just going to wipe the frame down too, and this will help the tape. And then I'm going to save this because these suckers are hard to get now. So now I'm rationing my alcohol wipes. Thanks, Steven. Thanks, Juan. Oh, yeah, the Deadpool setup. I mean, like, we're gonna have a nice little family of Deadpool. Hey, thanks. Yeah, right. I mean, I was extremely excited about this. So here, and I'll just take a break to tell you about this real quickly, okay? Just because I'm really pumped to do a video on the live build on this one. So the only thing that is cut out of carbon is the bottom plate, right? So I cut this one, and this, you know, we do our carbon cutting in house. Everything else is 3D printed. So and I did that on purpose because the integrity of the frame, everything depends on the bottom on this frame, right? There's really nothing needed on the top that much. So we did do a 3D print on the top. So if you have a 3D printer, outside of the bottom frame, everything else you can make on your own. The back plate I designed, it's an all-in-one piece. So you get the STLs for it. The top plate you get the STLs for, and you get the STLs for this as well. So if you want to, all the thing I had to do, and even the camera mounts I redid to fit this Caddx, I did in 3D as well. So you could print, and the integrity is not compromised on it, but it does give you guys the ability to, you know, do your own stuff without having to sit there and order more parts. If you have a 3D printer, yeah, I know, I got you. The Tarsier I did, and I just posted to somebody's comment earlier that, and I don't know who it is, but I said that I agree. I do not like the camera. I think that Caddx failed in that department. I mean, I'm a dealer for them, but I got to be honest. I can't lie about it. It's probably the one. It's the most repaired camera I've done ever. I've done more repairs, more swaps and changes on those than any other camera I've ever carried, and that's really disappointing. But I have to carry it because I have customers. So. Thanks, Karen. I appreciate it. Gotta love that early shopping. I love it. I appreciate your support, by the way. Okay, so let's put this tape on here. I just spun this around for no reason, but let me just try to get this to fit on here like that. I want to get this tape. It has to be lined up perfect, man. You can't have it off center. So there's the, okay, so there's the front motor. Now we'll put 2 zip ties on to make it match. And then we'll make sure the measurements come out good, and if they does, then we're perfect, and we can finish the rest of the quad that way. And again, we put the zip ties on this way, so they fold to the bottom, like this. It is light. In comparison to other ones, yeah, that was the one thing is, you know, if everybody, and this is what I try to say in this industry, you know, you got to do something completely different because everybody's frame starts to look the same. I mean, you know, and I get it. I mean, there's loyalty to certain brands, but at the end of the day, you know, structurally, if everybody used the same carbon fiber to cut the same mold or the same design, the frames would be identical. So then you got to come up with something different. And so that's when you try to figure out, like, okay, do they need to have carbon fiber top plate? No, they don't. Do they need to have anything special for the air ducts? No, they don't. It really doesn't matter. It's not making or breaking anything on the quad. It does make it light, and it does make it easy for like customers to print their own colors. I mean, like you can pick the color that you want. So if you want red or you want to change it to something else, you can do that with your own 3D printer, and I just give you the files. All right, so these look good, and those measurements are going to be perfect, so we're going to stick with that. So we've got one more rear, one more front camera to do, so let me knock those out quickly now. And we're going to make this come out nice. So this will be the front, put 110. Oh, thanks, Juan. I know you like that, right? I remember you telling me about that. So yeah, guys, so we put the XT60 mount on the top. Real easy to get to, and I like it. It's on our Diablo, and I know that Juan got the Diablo a while back, and it had it like that. It just makes it easier. I like it too. You know, it's a pretty cool little way. I can't say everybody will like it, but I know that I did. I like that ability to get there and do that. All right, so let me cut this. This is front. Save these. Also, I know I mentioned in the video earlier, this one right now, this one is going to be light. It's super light. So I can tell you that the one I just did, this one here, fully loaded now with the Caddx HD and everything, was exactly 300 grams. The picture's on the website. You can see it at 300 grams without lipo, but everything else that you see, strap, everything, 300 grams. I thought that was super light. You know, for a racing quad, I thought that the way it was very well done. And I mean, I know we can get them lighter, but for what it is, I was very happy with that. So I anticipate this one's going to be pretty light too, although I believe these motors are going to be heavier than the Deadpools. I'm not sure yet. I'll find out. But I did mention that in the last video I did today that we are doing our Free Sky Fridays. I had a nice meeting with the guys at Free Sky, and we had a good talk about other radios and new products and stuff that they're coming out with. And so I'm pretty excited to see what we pull with that. We're restocking all long-range stuff. By Thursday, we will be fully stocked again with both Archer series, which is access-only protocol, and then the multi-protocol D16 and access series. So the Archer series is new. We have the M Plus, which is the XM Plus, or is it the X Plus? Whatever they call it. No, it's the M. The M Plus is a replacement of the XM Plus, and that's Archer series, which is the only one's on access. But we are having about 500 receivers, 500, maybe 600 receivers delivered on. This one will be analog. Yes, yeah. I'm going to make it so it's more of the common goggle. So we will have about 500 or 600 receivers coming in. We've got some awesome radios coming in, and a few other things. So hang tight for those. We've got a bunch of XJT modules and other things coming in, and then that's going to be our. We did ask. I mentioned it to Free Sky. We're waiting for the. I believe we're going to get it, which is going to become a repair center for the products as well, which will be really nice. We're looking to do that with every brand that we sell. I think JHEMCU is about to announce that as well, that we're going to be a RMA center for their products too. So my goal is to always be able to be the same, to offer RMA support. If we're going to sell you the product, we might as well be able to do that. And companies are now looking, like HLRC has been doing that with us for 2 years. Looks like we're going to get that with a couple other brands. So that's exciting. That way we can at least give you guys even more support than having to send you to the manufacturer. We will be doing the RMAs here. All right, that's enough of that. Let me get back to the build. And then, sorry, I'll just keep telling you about some of the stuff. So on the motor tests that you're seeing me post, please take some time and look at those. The information on there is really helpful. You'll be surprised what your motor will do with the different props and what it'll do with the different batteries. So even though your motor may be a 4S, it's a 4S, right? And I got to do a whole video on this because I think it's important to explain it, but it's a 4S, meaning that you know, like it's been tested to be safe running at that kV times that voltage, but you could still run a 6S on a 4S motor if you keep the throttle low, and in doing so you actually get less amp pull, therefore you can get longer flight times. So that's where all this is going with this. So please make sure to stay tuned to those things because you're going to be really surprised at what you find out. I think some of that data is going to show you, and I've got plenty of motors and equipment here to do the testing. I just wish I had more staff, more employees. That's the only thing. But when you can earn more money being unemployed, it's hard finding anybody at this point. We won't touch that topic anymore than that, though. All right, so let's get these soldered. That's looking good. We'll do the next motor, and then I'll wipe my hands and put the tape on. Let's get rid of these bags. Okay. Last one, 100 millimeters. again, save the wires. I don't know where I put my bag of wires now, but save them. I'll put those there. All right. Let's tin this motor up. Let's put these away now. Okay, so that's funny that you mentioned that. I want to do all motors. So iFlight has contacted me. You know, we've been talking for a while about being a dealer for them. I've held off on it only because I haven't even finished doing the research on the brands I carry. But I will do this. Is I don't have any Zing motors in stock since I don't sell them yet. I don't have any, but. Either I'm going to order me a set, which I most likely will do, and just do my testing, or I think I got some customers that have them. But I would say that probably by the end of next week, I'll have some results on the Zing motors as well. I did test some not too long ago, and I really am not going to share what I got out of it because I'm having to recall off memory, and I did tell somebody recently what I thought I did on them. And I can't, it's not fair for me to say it only because I don't have proof. I need to see it. So, but I will do it. I just have to get them. So I guess I'll just order some. I'll bite the bullet and just order some. No big deal. I can't see. Okay, let's get this one done. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I did that completely wrong. Sitting here looking at this going, something's not right. Oh. Apologize. I don't know if Juan saw the question, Finley. Hey, Juan. Oh, there he goes. No. I was floored after hearing about that Zing lineup. Are you talking about the lineup for me? Juan, is that when are you the guy that I was talking to about it? Because now it's going to make me feel bad. God, I hope not. But it could have been. I know I said it to somebody. So if it was you, it was you. And then Finley, if it wasn't good what I said. So let me just make that clear. But, you know, that's talking, you know, let me just say that it would be fair for me to run it and show everybody. And there's Juan again with as long as it looks good. See, Juan puts stickers on his stuff because it flies faster with stickers. I'm not that guy, but Juan is that guy. Right, Juan? All right, let me just finish. Yes, sir. Soon. That is correct. guess I'll do it this week. I mean, I'll do it this week for sure. So just give me that, and I'll knock it out. Okay, so we're done with the motors. Now I can clean my hands, put the tape on, and get going with this build. Okay. Go. Yeah, I mean, my dad and I are, we're staying in contact every day. My dad's an old school guy, so if he, I mean, I just told somebody today, if my dad was walking around with the rod sticking through his head, he'd call me and say, hey, everything's fine. There's nothing to worry about. So, he's in Beirut right now. He was there, and he said, he called to say he was fine. I've never seen my dad sound so bad though. So I think emotionally, I think it's devastating. I know it is for him to see all the destruction and to see how bad everything is and how long the rebuild will take. But thankfully, he's okay. So thank you for asking though, by the way. I'm sad for him because I can't be there right now. My passport's expired, so I'm doing the emergency. I decided I put in to get my passport redone before the explosion by like a week, but they're delayed. So I'm gonna try to do the emergency one and try to go see if I can help him out a little bit or help some of the family and some of the other people that are there. I did offer they did need some drone help as well to map out areas and also try to look for people at the time. So I reached out to the AUB, which is the American University of Beirut, and offered our drones to them, at no charge, obviously. I mean, whatever we can do. So they're doing good though. But thanks for asking though. I do appreciate it, and I'm doing whatever I can here. And a lot of people have been helping out, so it means a lot. All right. Let's tuck these wires in. And this will look nice and clean here. Keep everything organized, so that'll be good. All right, we'll tuck these ones in. We'll put our zip ties down here. Oh, we gotta put our tape. All right, so let me speed this part along. This is actually the longest part of the whole build. This is the longest part, so try to not fall asleep on me. I don't know if you guys saw that video that I posted. Amazing piloting skills by the gentleman who was in Beirut, who flew that FPV through the downtown. I mean, it's like really puts it in perspective for you. So if you guys get a chance, please go watch that video. I'm just very thankful that somebody was able to fly, because there's been a lot of apprehension about drones in the air down there. This guy, I mean, man, he did an amazing job of letting us see how bad it is. And flying, I mean, through like apartments that are missing their walls and doors and windows. So I mean, you got to see a perspective that normally you wouldn't. The tape. What tape? I put it. Is that what you're talking about? Yes, sir. Thank you. so let's do this one and this one. We'll tuck these in, put our last zip tie down, and the motors will be done. Okay, so this is the look so far. So there we go. The wires will be tucked in more when we get closer to the completion part, but this is where we're at so far. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get the ESC plug put in. All right, and so that's not it. This is it here. And guys, I will tell you, that is it, right? No, that's not it either. Hold on. I just put it down. It's gotta be one of these. Nope. Maybe? I don't know. We'll have to see. Just when the pattern was different, but now I stand maybe corrected. So let me see what I got here. Because I had already separated the wires. Holy moly. Hold on. Before I lose my mind here. Oh, here it is. Okay. Oh, no, it's not. I got you. No. All right, so we're going to go with these wires. And guys, I'm going to emphasize to you here something, which is I want you to start being careful more about the ESC wires that are going to the flight controllers. More companies are now making them to where they're not lining up properly. Like they're being swapped at the end. And so we're seeing more fried flight controllers or more fried ESCs. So please make sure, don't assume that if they're capped on both sides, if they're terminated and they've got a plug on both sides, that they are meant to plug in even to their own brand. Okay, I can tell you that even brands are not safe that way. So on this particular item here, and I'm going to change over to the website real quick for this. So I'm going to go to the ESC section, and I will share the screen with you so you can see where you can find this information. So give me a second. Let me add that to my available views here. So this is what I want to show you. Okay, so under ESCs, and I think it's going to be under JHMCU. Let me check and make sure. I think it's going to be trans. I've got to find this one. Let me just type 35 in. I just got done adding these, so let me just see if I can find it as a 35. Not HLRC, HAKRC, nope. Here, we'll go this one right here. Here's where the wiring diagram is going to be. So if you do get one of these, you can go right here. So red, we're going to go red and black. The red and black wires are going to be the same. Let me pull this cord out here. There is a change on this, so the current wire is removed. So wire number 2 and wire number 4, which is supposed to be a no cable. So on this one, I removed the current wire from here. So that's just to give you guys a heads up. Always, I mean, you can have the current wire if you want it, but I set this one up to not have it. But you will find some that say, you see this right here, this is the problem. If you look at this NC, right? This NC that you see right there. So NC stands for no cable, okay? So on some charts you'll see it say NC. The problem is it just because there's no cable doesn't mean it's not terminated somewhere on the board. I found that out the hard way. So what you want to do is you want to verify, all right? And that can be a real problem where you end up frying your equipment, and it happens, okay? And nobody will take the responsibility for it. So just be aware that NC means no cable, which means remove the cable, not there's no attachment. Or that it's not terminated on the board somewhere, so just physically remove the cable. All right, so now we're going to get on to the flight controller. We're done with the ESC, so let's do the flight controller. The flight controller does come with a built-in PDB, basically. So you've got your pads here if you have an external ESC. We don't, so these won't really be used that much. And then we've got everything here to add our camera. VTX is built on board, and so this is going to be pretty quick. All right, so let's go ahead and prep the board first. And then I'm just going to run in and grab me a quick drink here to bring outside because I'm dying of thirst here. Let's tin this up real quick. Let's prep it. All right. And then I'm gonna go ahead and tin it. I'm gonna let it dry there 1 second. So let's see. I want a total of 30 seconds. I'll be right back. 1 second. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Let me see. Is this still cool? Never mind. I found one. I still have a drink here. So 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Done. Okay. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get this tinned up. Hey Rudy, family's doing good, man. Thank you for asking, my friend. Family's doing good. How have you been? Oh, you know what? That reminds me. I got to give a shout out to my boys too. What's up to Landon, Ashton, and Jaden? I love you guys. I know that they said they were going to try to watch some of my videos. They better not be watching right now. They better be asleep. But I'm going to tin this up, by the way. I'm going to tin up all the pads just because that's me. But you don't have to do that. So, and now what you do need to do is you need to pay attention to this part right here. You see, you can bring the power in at any point here. You can also avoid it altogether because the board can run off of 5 volts, okay? But that's a choice that you have to make and deciding how you want to do it. For me, what I would normally do is I would say, look, just go ahead and jump the board, but you don't have to jump it from the ESC. The power alone from the cable should power this up with no problem. So let me just explain to you what I mean. So on the flight controller, on the ESC here, you have this power cable here, right? Now this power cable, if I remember correctly, this power cable is a VBAT. So it is the full battery. That being said, you could take this VBAT, you should be able to, and we're going to test it real quickly. You should be able to take this VBAT, okay, and attach it to any positive pad here, take the ground, attach it to any ground, and the whole quad should be, the whole board should be lit up at that point from any of these pads, okay? So you don't have to use these big pads on the back by any means, okay, since we're not putting the LiPo here. All this is if you didn't have a 4-in-1 ESC, you only need one board. The rest of it would come from the individuals, and this has the pads for it, but we can manipulate that now by going this route. So I'll show you exactly how we're going to do that. Let me just go ahead and fasten this on. I need to put my capacitor on too, and I think I may try something a little different this time with the capacitor. I'm not sure yet, but I was thinking about adding one to the ESC and one to the flight controller. So I'm going to debate that real quickly and see if I want to do that, if there's room for it. And there's definitely room for it, actually. So let me just get this on here. Let me go that route. Okay, I got one more to put on here, and then that's done. Okay, so what I was talking about with the caps, right, is placing a cap on both devices. I'd like to see it, to see if it does anything different for me, if it enhances any sort of the performance, or I mean the quality of the signal of the VTX, and also just noise off the ESC. So let's see how that goes. So first one we'll put is right here. That's going to be the one that comes from HGLRC, and that's this one right here. Okay. And I did recently do a test. Yeah, baby, I'm telling you, I know. These are things, when you do nothing but sit here all day and do quads, you learn things like this. Okay, so let me show you guys something real quick. I think this is something, Juan, that I was talking to Justin about back when we did his DJI. So we sell these, although they're not on our website because I dropped the ball, but Juan picked one up. They will be, and this particular series has the ohm testing. I mean the capacitor testing right here. So this is supposed to be a 100 or 1,000 farad. Oh my God, what is that? Microfarad? I can't remember now. Nanofarad, whatever it is. Anyways, it's supposed to be a 1,000 rating. So here's what happens when I put these on here. I ran these all day long, and I was not getting. Sorry, I had to push that. I wasn't getting that value. Okay, this is exactly what I was seeing. I was getting like 936, 920, 880. Okay, and then I got these in. Where did I put them? I don't know, but I want to find them. And I got these caps in. God darn it, I better be able to find them. I will find them. And when I do, I will show you what I'm talking about. Anyways, somewhere in this vicinity is a bag of them. unless my wife put them away. But they read a perfect 1,000 every time. So I'll find it later, I guess. So I guess my point being is plan on getting, if you do get caps, farads. Yeah, but it's not a farad. It's like a what? A microfarad, a nanofarad. It's like another word. I don't know. I have a brain freeze right now. I've been doing too much mathematics on the stupid motors. Anyways, so you're not going to get the full amount that you were expecting out of this, but don't be surprised at that. I was surprised, and now I'm realizing that's more common. Anyways, let me go ahead and just put this on. I'll put this one in here. Okay, let's put this one over here. Prep these up. Hey, yeah, so, Stephen, I did that. I had that with somebody else. I actually did a guy named Chuck out of Texas City. I believe it's Texas City. I did a remote session with him, and it turned out it was the firmware. All right, yeah, UF. So what is the UF? The UF, the U is, forget it. I can't think of it right now. Sorry guys, I'm usually better than that, but it's been a long day. Okay, so, but yeah, I did update his ESC firmware and it stopped, okay? So it was a firmware issue on his, and that's why I wanted to remote into yours. So I'm gonna check with you and we're gonna try it because he had the same issue, but it wasn't the same quad though, but it was the same issue. And so I did that, and then you wrote me and said the same thing. So I'm like, man, it's gotta be the same. Okay, there, our cap is on, and it's on very solid, so we're good there. Time to get to the ESC, or to the FC, I mean. So let's go ahead and put that down. Microfarad, thank you, that's what it is. See, it was something. Thank you, Rudy. Appreciate you, my friend. Okay, let's get this done. Yeah, Juan, you're late. You don't get to copy somebody else's post. Well, I'll tell you this, Juan also brought a quad in, and his was a bad ground. I can't test that remotely. I would just start with the firmware and see where that takes you. That's what I was going to do. So I would definitely recommend that you start that route first. So if you can do that and keep me posted, let me know. I mean, like, I'm going to be awake all night, so I'm more than welcome. If you happen to still be up when I'm done with this, I can still remote it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put the fasteners down here because we won't be taking this port off anymore. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. One out of 10 times it doesn't start, or 1 out of 10 times it starts? It's not a very good 1 out of 10. I don't like hearing that, that's for sure. Okay, so while I'm waiting on that, let me... Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and just hardwire these things in. So we're going to go ground and positive here, and I'm going to break these up, okay, so that I'm just going to attach them to the front two, or I mean, I could take them all the way back, but I don't want to. I want to leave that for the chance of putting a capacitor on there. But I won't cut these wires, okay? I don't see a reason to cut them because you're not really going to ever make them longer. So I'm just going to run the positive to the back here. I'm going to run the ground over here, all right? And I believe these are already 10. So let's, 1 out of, it doesn't. I don't know, see about the firmware first. If you would, tell me what firmware's on there when you do go to update in BL Heli. Please tell me if it was 36 point, or 32.6 or 32.7. I'd be curious because his was 32.6 and had not been updated. All right, so we're going to solder this one here. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and solder the ground to the opposite side. Yes, ESC firmware, right, through BL Heli. But please use the BL Heli suite. Do not use the BL Heli configurator app. That's the only other thing that he had also been doing that I advise people against. So make sure that yours is not the purple and black BL Heli, whatever it is. And look, I think that I'm going to check real quick. I'm pretty sure that I did under support, or did I do software links? Okay, so I did do this. Let me show you the screen real quickly. So if you go to the website, oh my God, Cyclone FPV, right? And by the way, there's the quads right there, those two that I was talking about. If you go down to this new thing I started doing called software links, right there, if you go to BL Heli Suite downloads, you'll be taken to the right page to get the suite, okay? So I'm trying to make this easier so people don't get the wrong versions. So you'll want both. I would just get both a 32-bit if you ever get a 32-bit and a 16-bit. Use them both when you have a 32 and a 16-bit ESC. All right, that will help you. So use that to get the right software. You can use that to also find Betaflight and other links that I'm going to be posting up there. All right. Hamad Khan's creation. What's up, Mr. Hamad Khan? What is your creation, sir? Let's see. Okay, so we got the positive in the ground. So now I got to go back and I'm just going to check the the wiring diagram of this ESC to make sure I know my motor channels. So we go from 1 to, it's going to go in order actually. Okay, so that's not a big deal. Let me go back to that. You got it, man. Yeah, use that one. People who are using that configurator where it's just not happening properly. Okay, so now here's the diagram on this board, and it's made for people who have better eyesight than me, but I just need to find out how they're doing their channels. Oh man, don't tell me that they're doing it this way. Hold on. No. Perfect. Okay, so we have signal 2, signal 4, signal 1. So we're going to take the first wire and go to signal 1, which is going to be back here. I wanted to make sure they didn't use the ribbon, the cable for that. So this is pretty easy. So we're going to go ahead and go to signal 1 right here. Perfect. And then we're going to take signal 2, which is going to be in front of it. And we're going to go, what is that? Yellow, blue, green, and white. So it's going to go blue is to signal 2. Should be right here. I'm going to bring that in from the inside though, since we have plenty of wire there. Let's just go ahead and bring it this way. Okay. Signal 2 is right there. And then we said that white was last, so signal 3 is going to go to the back. Right here. Just straighten that out a little bit. I'm trying to do this without putting on my Mr. Magoo goggles. All right, that's good. And then signal 4 should be right here. Okay, so there we go. Perfect. And guys, that's it. I mean, as far as the ESC and the flight controller go, oh yeah, I mean, that's for sure. That ribbon cable was a night and day difference, right? I mean, that was vital. All right, so we replaced, I mean, we're done here, right? So that's the build as far as it goes without the camera. The camera's the easy part, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and get it added real quickly. Let me make sure I've got the right cables for it. That's not the right cable. I put some video cables here. I'm trying to find the right one. I think this might be it. Yep, that's it. So voltage on here is from, I gotta use this Magoo goggle here. Hold on. So from 5 volt to 30 volt ground and video. Perfect. Okay, so you can go from 5 volt to 30 volt on this. So this gives you a pretty wide range. I'm just gonna twist it up real quick. All right, and then actually I forgot. I need to add the receiver, right? I forgot to do that. So let me go ahead and put this on here. This is fairly simple to do. And the motor motors take the longest, and the rest of this is pretty much a cakewalk. Yeah, I know. You know what? You know my fear though is honestly not the magic smoke. It's the damn these VTXs, the default channel they're on cut out my my feed, and they'll end up freezing up my video feed, which really sucks. So I'm gonna pray that I don't have that problem this time. I had it earlier today, halfway through my feed, everything, but it wasn't a live feed, but still, it just really screws it up. So I'm gonna try my best. There's no magic smoke. I'm not listening to you. Not gonna jinx me today. You know what? I say it. I don't think I've had one happen yet in all my live builds, but it will. I know. Let's just hope it's not now. Okay. Let's get this ready. Let's go ahead and solder this on. I've got to fix that. Okay, so we're going to do camera in the middle. Perfect. I'm a pro at frying stuff. Man, I've done my share. There's been some fires in here. Woo! That scared you. Scared me. Okay. Now I need to see this because I'm curious about where did they put. Okay. So apparently, which I wasn't planning on, but it's not a big deal. I do have to use the. Well, this would have been faster if I wasn't yip-yapping. I do tend to ramble quite a bit, I know. I did just realize that I have to use the thing here, so let me see. I gotta make room for this right here. Okay. And just to be clear, it's gonna be this cable set right here, and this is gonna be for my S-bus, so let me just go ahead and get that in there now. Which way are these pins? Hold on, guys. Is it this way? This is what I get. The other board had it different, so I was hoping it would be direct solder, but it's not. Let me see if I can get my little fat fingers to get this stupid thing in there. Come on. Alright, need the new goggles, hold on. Sorry, but I can't see this damn thing. Oh, well that's why. It was upside down. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna turn our receiver to this, which isn't bad actually. I mean, it works out fine. So we have, in the order that this is listed, it's going to be reversed. So we have RX1 here, okay? And then we have, oh no, this is all kinds of whoppy jawed. Hold on a second. Tell me that this one matches better. Right. The color codes match this one, so just to keep it simple, I'll follow this. I know, I'm sorry. I know. Trust me. I know. I gotta slow down. All right, so here we go. So we're going to use this is going to be in reverse because the board's upside down from this picture right here. So this is going to be, S-bus is going to be the second line, which is going to be the yellow one. Oh, I didn't slow down. S-bus will be the second one. And then we're going to have ground and 5 volt. Yep. So here's our 5 volt and our ground. So we're going to use these three for our receiver. So let's just go ahead and twist those up. And I'm going to go grab a receiver real quick. Oh yeah, well Ritalin, yeah. I mean, if I play poker also. I gamble. I've been gambling for a living for a long time, and half my time is spent in Vegas and here until COVID. And so Ritalin Poker is my online handle. And yep, lots of Ritalin, lots of poker. The last cable is going to be, you have a 3.3 volt on here. We're not going to use these. I'm not going to terminate the cables. I'm just going to wind them up and just heat shrink them from now. It's not the normal way I would do it, but I want to be able to put a DSMX on here if a customer wants to see how it's done. So I'm just gonna kind of take this and twist them up here. We've got plenty of room under this board, so it's not gonna be that big of a deal. So let me do that, and then let me just make sure. Yeah, okay, that should be good. So I'm gonna heat shrink that down real quick, and then I'm gonna go ahead and grab the receiver. I guess we'll use an XM Plus or something, or an RXSR for this build. No. I hear it from a lot of people. Trust me, it's okay. I'm not offended. All right, so let's get that one. Good, so those are our extra wires there. We can lay them down nicely right here. There's no need to get rid of them right now, especially because we are, let me see, that's gonna give me a RX1 3.3 in PPM. Good. All right, let me go grab a XM Plus or something. Oh, let's see, XM. You know what, I'll just grab an XM. This is a standard XM. Now I'm gonna grab an XM Plus. I'm just gonna grab an XM, which is it's a one antenna unit, and the only reason I'm gonna do that is because they're just as adequate for what I need right now. All right, so let's do that here real quickly. And what's cool about this is because the wires are on here like this, then we can go ahead and knock that out. So let me throw that there. And I need to add that to my list though. So we need to add an XM Plus to the thing. I'm gonna use an XM, but we'll do the XM Plus for the build. What else? We did that. We needed 4 by 80 millimeter tape. We need 8 by 6 inch zip tie. All right, now let's get to it. So for this one, it's going to be pretty simple, pretty quick. First thing to do is you can peel this ugly looking tape sticker off of here. We don't need that. Let's go over it. Okay, flip it over. And then if you want to look at the diagram here, so you have your antenna on the top. So it's going to tell you S bus is at the top, 5 volt, and then ground, always that direction. Okay, so we're going to prep it accordingly. Let's see. So we're going to do 1. Come on. Can't see. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. I'm going to leave these wires their factory length for now, so that we can kind of play around where we want this receiver to go. But you know, as you build it, if somebody's building this, they can pick their own location or the length of the wire. But I'm going to leave it as it is from the factory. Hey, Rocky, that's a good question. So the Vistas, I have 20 Vista sets coming in. They've already shipped, so they'll be here probably Monday or Tuesday. All right. I took the last one I had and put it on this demo. I can take it off if you want that one. I haven't used it yet. I mean, it's just literally sitting. It's what I used on, where the heck did it go? Oh, here, on this build. So I took it and used it on this build right here. Oh, you can see it from that, right? So I can take it. That's brand new if you want that one. Or I have them come in, like I said, they should land Monday or Tuesday. If you can give me till then, I'll have them. I ordered a bunch of them. And then I also ordered them with just the, without the camera. So in case somebody does, I did have a customer that broke just that piece. And so that's all they needed. So we're going to be able to sell them with just the receiver itself, the transmitter I mean, and we're going to sell it as the package still. But it'll be Monday or Tuesday before they land. But I've got 20 of them, so you'll be good if you can wait. I didn't plan on selling out of those so quickly. Alright guys, when you do your receiver, make sure to cut your wires short. There's not much room on this receiver, and so people will short them out pretty quick. So please just cut the wires to where they're about 1.5 millimeters, maybe 2 millimeter max, okay? Now let's get to soldering because we're almost done. Alright, so we're going to put our S bus, which is going to be on the outside, right here. I need to put something to weigh this down, so let me just put that right there. And let's put this on and let's get going. 1. We're going to do 5 volt in the middle. no dry ground on the outside. Perfect. Okay. You got it, my friend. I'll let you know as soon as they land, and I'll give it to you immediately. Thank you. All right, so let's go ahead and get our heat shrink cut. We will need to do heat shrink, and the heat shrink is going to be at a length of 20 mil. Okay, we're going to cut 20 mil, so I'll put that in my notes. There it is. This goes away. Let me put that in my notes here real quick. 20 mil. 1 by 20 mm heat shrink for RX. Okay, so let's put that on. Perfect. Oh, it did work? Man, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Did we, did I send you a different tip, or did you use the ones that came with it? Okay, now the only thing I said I wanted to try different, which I'm going to try it on here just because I'm curious to see how it's going to do. Oh, is this the one that I said worked good? Hold on, I think this is the one I said. It was amazing. Just want to check real quick. These are huge though, but man, I'll tell you what. I want to check. I don't know if this is it or not. It looks like it, so let me see. Okay, see how it's reading 1018. So this is it, and this is Panasonic. So we're going to actually be shifting to carrying all the Panasonics. We have the Samsung still. They read low. Panasonic's consistently read 1000 or higher. I was very impressed with that. So I already did that. Let me just, that was what I wanted to show you guys before. Oh, that's awesome. Well, thanks for letting me know, man. I'm glad that that worked out. Those tips will make a difference, you know, depending on the size of what you're soldering. That solder tip will make a huge difference. All right, so camera's done, receiver's done, everything's done. Only thing left is the cap, and I think I have enough room to throw this cap on in here. This is a massive one, but I'd like to see it work, so I'm going to do it just because I can. So let's see how I want to do this. Oh, you know what? I cut this, so it may not be able to work. Need to find the other ones. Darn it. No, that'll work. Perfect. Looks like it'll fit after all. So let's just do that. Let's prep it up. Let's tin it. Let's tin the other side. There we go. Now, if I can make this work properly, hopefully I can get this to fit just like that without hitting anything. Let's see if I can get that to stay. Just need it to hold for just a second, and then I can do this. Sweet. It's gonna be great. It's massive. Oh my god. All right, well, whatever. It'll be neat to see. Okay, so the only thing that is not done on this build is this, right? So I have not designed the antenna holder yet for the rear part of this quad. Well, now that I put my cap there, I'm gonna regret this, but my goal is to just put something like this, and I have a bunch of stuff that I've designed for other ones, so I'm just gonna adjust it. But you'll have the antenna coming out the back like this, most likely, okay, just like that. But for now, I'm just going to leave this antenna kind of going out the back because that's a minimal part of the issue. The camera is the last piece to go in, so let's go ahead and do that. And we'll use their stands for it, their mounts for it. So let's do that. Let's put that on there, and let's get rid of this, and let's get ready to close this sucker up. This is going to be great. We'll tighten everything down and just see how nice this comes out. And then you can, like I said, you can imagine it like if you're doing matching, right? Whether it's this green, which we have, or any color. I mean, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 colors right now, but we'll have 20 printers running, so you'll have 20 colors total. But it'll be a combination of TPU and PLA. That's why there's so many. so I don't have to change them out. That's the biggest pain in the butt, is changing them out. All right, let's get this mounted. We're almost done, guys. We are almost there. So let's just put this one on. Okay, camera's in, everything else is done. We need to just put this receiver where we want it, which will probably end up going the same spot. Let's get the top plate set now. Make sure that I can fit this. Oh, this cap better fit. I'm already pissed off. It doesn't fit now. Okay, come on. All that room. Yeah, that's gonna work. Put this on here. Let's put this here. And then as far as the receiver goes, oh, I don't know. We could fit that anywhere, actually. I may just, I think on the back end here, it's going to have room. So let me just see if I can put that right here. It should still fit with the cap there. Yep. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put, I didn't get the hot glue gun on just yet, so I'm just going to take some double-sided tape. I'm going to cut a piece and then I'm going to zip tie that. So let me just do that real quick. Just like that. Yeah, I mean, I do all listen, I will do anything CAD design. I love it. Okay, so just let me know what you need and I do it. You can see some of my work if you go to the website, man, YouTube channel. You'll see some of the work I've done on 3D design. So just let me know what you need. I'm not worried about charging you for it. It's fun for me, so I enjoy when I get projects. Those are always the most fun, to sit in front of that computer and draw shit up from scratch. It's my favorite. All right, so we're gonna just zip tie this in to hold it in place. I believe that'll fit nicely with the, usually I would add some hot glue too, but I'm not gonna wait for the hot glue gun to fire up just for this. Besides, the receiver's kind of tiny, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, perfect. So that looks like that's going to stay fine. I don't know if that piece is going to get in the way of the cap or not, but let's find out. And don't forget, guys, I left my wires long on purpose so that I could mess with this a little bit later if I wanted to, but that is a perfect fit with the cap in place now, by the way. So that's neat. All right, so let me get these screws and put them in. And we are going to do a continuity test real quick, make sure that I don't have any magic smoke. Okay, which I don't think we will, but we'll see. Okay, so this is the build itself. Man, that's really solid right there. Let me make sure. Yep, that's all sitting nicely. I need to tighten just from the bottom here. That's what I was looking at. I forgot to tighten these ones. There we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. All right. So here's the build as it is. Now, obviously, we need to put the 3D print for this piece right here, or I could put a 90-degree antenna, which would be just as easy. As far as this antenna goes, I think what I'm going to do here is I will most likely do this. This will be probably the easiest way to do this one for right now. And I'm going to do it, I'm picking blue because I'm going to make the antenna color different than what I would normally use for the regular zip ties, just so I can see it stand out. Yeah, I do have the bits, and I've got quite a few of them actually. So I don't know if I've got them in just singles, but I'm sure I can go through my inventory and pull them for you, man. That won't be a problem at all. But that screwdriver is legit, so yeah, I'll hook you up. Just whatever you need for that. I got a bunch of the bits here. So all right, let me just bend this back a little bit. Perfect. Okay. For which one? Which one did you get? I'll check the order and see which one you got. Okay. So here it is, guys. There's the build right there. All right. Everything inside looks it's fit perfect, and it's light. So we can get an idea of how much it weighs first. Okay. So let me go get the scale. Now I'm weighing it without props, obviously, but let's just see where we're at on this one and see if I can. I need to find a flat surface here that will weigh properly. I think what I can do is just for a second, just lift this up. See what it weighs. You got it, brother. No problem. Okay, so we have our we have a 200 gram right here. Let's make sure this will test to make sure that our scale is reading properly first. 201. It's supposed to be 200. 201. Haha, knew it, sucker. Okay, 200. So good. So that's right. I'm just gonna put this on there as this. 264 grams. Good. All the screws are in. No, I got one screw here I need to put in. So 264 grams as it stands right now, which means that's really good. I'm really pleased with that. Cannot argue about that at all. Let's go ahead and put this back now. Okay, let's put that one screw back in. Missing one screw on the motor. So 265 grams. All right, so there we go. Now the continuity test. So far, so good. And now the smoke stopper. Okay, now look, here's my warning. My warning is that we could lose video with you guys. It could freeze for a moment. If it does, I'll try my best to unplug it and get it off of freezing the setup. If I can't, well then, oh man, tomorrow, anytime, bro. Just let me know. I thought you guys were gonna come by. I meant to call you. It's my fault. I dropped the ball on that. I did also forget to put the buzzer on. I don't usually have a buzzer on mine, but I need to because I keep losing my stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and plug this in. If we do lose video, guys, it may end if it interrupts the video, it may end it actually. If it does, I apologize. But that's the build for the most part anyway. The next part is going to be the programming and the testing of it. But let's just see if we can get this to fire up first of all. Of course, I realize what I just did now, and so bear with me a second because that was very stupid on my part. Why does this happen to me? There we go. All right, give me 1 second. I need to get an adapter to make up for the mistake I just made. My curse. I don't know which adapter I need, so let me see, because I really did a number on this one. Oh. Yeah, I'll add an antenna. So I'm an idiot right now. I'm not really happy about what I've done, but I don't really want to talk about it. Let me just figure out how I want to get around it. So where's my, here it is. Let me plug this in here. Let me figure out how the hell I'm going to do this next part. I'm hoping I can get away with it this way. Yeah, there's always a way to make up for a stupid mistake. So your buddy here just, oh yeah, they get crazy, right? So I am an idiot and put the wrong end on here. So yeah, I'll have to be redoing that later. But for right now, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to come up with a little workaround, which will be to take it from an XT30 to an XT60 like this, so that I can put it back in if I can get this damn thing to fit. There's always something. Come on. It's gonna be a hard time now. All right, there we go. I think this should be okay. All right, I'm adding an antenna. I got it. What is this? This is SMA. All right, hold on. I think I have one laying around here somewhere. Talk to me, Goose. Tell me your SMA, and you are perfect. So I'm just gonna let this one kind of hang off on the side here. Okay. That is SMA, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. There we go. I'm just hoping the VTX doesn't cut the video out. Okay. But here we go. God, hold on. Let me check the capacitors. That's my biggest thing. This is very, very scary looking, because if you look at the capacitors, right? I don't know if you noticed this, but the ground on the ESC is on this side. The ground on the flight controller is on this side. So I'm looking at the capacitors. I know, and they're opposite. So I'm looking right now and going, God, one of these is going to explode. So I'm just going to hope they don't by backing up when I turn this on. Ready? And okay, so did we lose video? Hey, this thing is humming along. Perfect. Well, now that it's on, nothing exploded yet. That's a good sign. And we didn't lose video. It's an even better sign. Let's see now if we have video. So let me go ahead and turn the monitor on real quick, and then I'll bring it. Oh man, that came out perfect. Look at this. So let me turn it off. So there's our video. Okay. So let's plug up to Betaflight now and see what we got. The only thing is, by doing to Betaflight, I will not be able to see what you're saying because I have to use the computer and I want you guys to watch it. So here we go. So now we're in Betaflight. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get in. That's a pretty good build, man. I'll tell you. It's a light build. It's good. Let's go and see what we're working with first. So we're going to go down to our CLI and let's just type version. And we're using the Omnibus F4. I thought these used the Omnibus F4 V6, but I guess they use the Omnibus F4. Either way, let me go ahead and we'll do a firmware update. Okay, Omnibus. Omnibus F4. I really thought it was supposed to be the V6. Omnibus F4. See, I thought it was here. But I'm going to, you know what, I'm just going to go that route. I'm pretty sure that is what it is. So let me just load the firmware, and if it's wrong, we'll go ahead and reflash it later. I just have to see this. I guess I could run the messages this way here. How come when I plug in my battery, I don't always get that sound? Steven, that's what we're talking about, man. Go do your updates on your firmware real quick. You watch. I'm going to do the firmware updates on here, so if you want to watch how I do it, that'll help you, okay? So let me just switch back. I'll go between the two screens. Let's just flash this real quick and see it. But I'm pretty sure it's V6 for the firmware. All right, so let's keep it going. Maybe I can leave this. You don't type exit in the CLI. Hold on, what'd you say? I didn't see that. Oh, no, I mean, I don't have to if I click. If I type update firmware, it automatically puts the exit command in there, basically, gets you out. So here it should be asking me to apply my defaults. Hopefully if I see that, I need to see the accelerometer come up. I think if I see that, then it means that we're on the right version anyway. But let's see. So we have accelerometer, perfect. So here's what I'm gonna do. And no, see, like, Rocky, if I go here and I type version, right? Okay, so no matter what, if I come over here and just click this, it automatically does it for me. So it's the same thing. So now what I want to do is we're gonna go ahead and head over to our BL Heli. So this is gonna be a 16-bit BL Heli. And we're gonna do a firmware update. So Stephen, this is what you would be doing as well. Do you guys sell specialized that have male XT60s that work with your builds, or just XT60, XT30, or XT60? I can put whatever. Do you guys have special male XT60s to work with your build? I mean, yeah, we have all the adapters possible, but we could easily just make the battery and terminate like that. That wouldn't be a problem. We've done it for other people with using those T connectors or whatever, maybe. All right, getting back to BL Heli, so let's go ahead and click. Is that the right COM port? Hold on. No, we're on COM 3. So let's go to COM 3 and click read setup. Okay. It's going to switch over. No, it's not. I don't think this is a 32-bit board. So let me disconnect though. I don't believe it is. Why am I not reading this? I'll have to check and see. It might be my firmware issue that I picked. All right, so let me just connect back then. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa. Hold on. Let me close that. Okay, let me disconnect. Let's read it again. And we still have our error. Okay. So let me get back to my Betaflight then real quickly. This could be why I'm needing to go to the other firmware, but let me just get in here real quick and see what we got. All right. So let me go to my motors as it stands right now, though. At least make sure my mapping is right. Oh, I haven't selected my stuff. That's why. My bad. I'm not paying attention. So I'm going to go to one shot, usually as my default, because I like to do my ESC calibration, and then I'll switch it over if I want to. I will do in-flight ACC. I will not run air mode all the time, and I do not want anti-gravity, and everything else looks good. All right, so let me click save. Now I wonder if I can use this now, if I'm still going to have problems. There we go. All right. All right, so I need to check where I wired 4. Something's wrong with my ESC number 4. All right, so let's see what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go ahead and do a flash on these 16.7, but I'm still going to flash it anyway. And I don't know if my pin 4 is done right. I need to check that real quick while it's going. So let's go ahead and operate. And my VTX is going to start cooking here in a minute, but that's all right. So what do I have on ESC4? I mean, I'm worried that everything I'm seeing is because of my firmware, but I really think it was F4V6. I'm just a little surprised if it's not. I do see 4 connected. I'm going to run this one and see if it keeps, when it does the updates, if it happens to find it. So I'm not going to do anything just yet, but I do want to see number 4. It's soldered good, so it could be a pin. Let me just see without blowing this damn thing up. I'll wait and see. Okay. Oh, man, why are you doing that, man? Why you keep screwing with me? Bro. There we go. I mean, like, I keep thinking maybe you're asking me something that you really want, so I answer it like I could, but now you're screwing with me. All right. Now I'm really curious about ESC number 4, so let's see what we got. All right, so ESC number 4 is going to be a problem. I will disconnect though and power off here real quickly and go to my BL Heli, or not my BL Heli, oh my god. My, here we go. I'm going to go to motors, and now I'm going to calibrate what I've got though at least. Okay, so now we'll disconnect. Probably should have disarmed it, but let's see. Can we read it? Yeah, we still don't have a 4 though. So this sucks. So now I need to figure out what happened to 4, but I can at least see. All right, so here's the deal. So now I have no ESC4. Don't know why right off the bat, so I'm gonna go ahead and fix it real quickly and try to figure that out. All right, that's gonna bother me a lot. So what I don't know is, let me do it like this. What I don't know is whether it is a bad cable or not, so, or if it's just something that I missed. So let me, I hate taking this damn thing off, hold on. There we go. No video of what? I mean, I'm still showing video. Is it not going? Yeah, I don't see it stopping on mine either. I'm not seeing an error. So let me check something out here. But first, let me get this camera off of here so I can try to figure out what the hell's wrong with my ESC. All right. Disconnect the camera. Turn off the monitor. Okay. So with ESC number 4 reporting an error. First thing I want to do is I want to look and see, I got my plug down here, okay, and I'm showing it solid. What I cannot tell you is ESC number 4, this one here. Shut up. Now I'm just not listening to you. All right, so that's my white wire right here. So there's 2 ways to look at this. So ESC number 4 is right there. I don't think the plug is bad, but I do need to look at it. So what I'll do is, damn it, this is really gonna bum me out. Hold on. I don't want to mess with this too much. I think I'll do something very quick, and that's gonna be that I'm gonna get rid of ESC number 2. So I'm gonna unplug ESC number 2 right here, and I'm gonna jump 4 to 2 as a temporary, just to see if I can get it to respond, so that I know if it's the plug or if it is the port. So right now I've got ESC number 4 plugged into number 2 signal. So we're gonna see now. if the error still exists or not. So let me plug in Betaflight real quick. Okay. Let me go to here. Let's go to Betaflight. I'll share my screen with you guys again. All right, so here's what we got. And now I'm going to actually go to BL Heli, and we're going to see, oh, I didn't disconnect before. Wonderful. Thought I did. Let's read it again. Okay, so if 2 reads, which it looks like it is, I'm going to flash that. So if that's the case, then I'll know, let me think, that means that it wouldn't be the ESC, it would be the board. And that again could be because of the firmware. So I'm really, really lost on this firmware. I'm going to find out real quickly. So I believe that we're going to have, let me disconnect, and then I'm going to go. Okay, so now I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to go to my motors, and I'm going to run number 2, which should spin this one, and it is. So it's not the ESC. That spins clean. It's perfect. So it's not the ESC, could be the port. That being said, I'm going to now take this back, and sorry to do that, but I'm going to have to do that, is try to go to the opposite firmware real quick. And it's loaded, so let's do that. I'm going to turn off the VTX right now and see. So yeah, I mean, I've got to, because, so to me, it's like, there's a million ways to test it, but I want to eliminate like the obvious first. So if I know I'm not getting a reading on 4 and I move it to 2 and it works on 2, then I know it's not the ESC. So kind of like a simple and easier way to do that. So now with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and change the firmware back, and I'm going to see if the firmware will make the difference. So we'll let that run while I see the comments to make sure if anybody said anything. But that is good news, at least. It does make me happy to know it's not the ESC. So if it does the same thing on the Omnibus F4, not F4 V6, then I will take and reroute pad 4, assuming this board had a bad piece. But let me go ahead and apply the defaults here, and then I'm going to switch back and I'm going to solder this back real quickly. So let me do that. So let me just take this off. Back to 4. Okay, and then let me put 2 back where it was. There we go. And now we'll do a read again. So let's connect real quick and let's see. We still have everything there that we needed. Let's go and make this bigger. And I mean, probably be really quickly. I could just turn this on, go to motors. And, oh, we have no, that's right, never mind. I have to go to the configuration again. I'm going to do one shot and take these off and put this one on this and here and then here. And then let's just go ahead here and no save. Should hopefully get it to initialize properly. That's good. And now let's head over to our motors and go to our tab here and just see. And there goes motor 4 spinning. So it does look like it might have been firmware. Now let's go to BL Heli and read the setup, and there you go. So looks like it is a firmware issue. So we're going to flash it one more time, okay? And this is good. I mean, we all learned something. I learned something today about the F4 V6. I thought it was the other firmware, but I guess it's not. So there you go. And that is going to be a good setup. Oops, hold on. Let me get over here and finish this real quick. So the Legacy, well, look, so what they've done is from what I understand on the Air versus Legacy is more of a developer's version where there's nothing that is basically loaded on it to make it, you know, they can get in there with no frills loaded and start working on it. The Air version is for to have the defaults loaded to make it ready to fly, basically what we'd normally be used to. So it's kind of like the Legacy is the raw version, that developers would be using, really, not really us. Well, I'm not a developer, maybe you guys are, I'm not. So that was what my take was on it when I looked that up and asked a few people about it, and I think that's pretty much safe to say. And if it's not right anymore, if that's changed, I'm sure somebody can correct it. But from what I understand, that was the purpose behind it. Give somebody like a Legacy, gives them a way to test their stuff without having any other code added to make things work normally. So if somebody wants to try to develop something, they could load Legacy and then see if their stuff's working properly. All right, so let's see. Well, I mean, it's, you know, that's it's. I guess, you know, I do these long enough. I guess you try to find the quicker route. I don't know, but I appreciate that. Okay, so I think we're good here. Everything else is done. I'll put the cat back down. So now we're going to go ahead and do our throttle. I mean, our motor calibration again. So I'm going to turn the power off. Switch over to Betaflight. Log in. Connect. Go to motors. Take my tab. Move it all the way up. Turn the power on. Okay, now that that's done, disarm, disconnect, go back to BL Heli. And what we want to do now is we want to read this, and again, I've done this on my videos before. You want to check and see, right? So you have your minimum and your maximum. So your minimum can only, it can only be as low as the highest number. And I'll explain. So obviously motor 1, min is 1012, motor 2, motor 3, and motor 4. Well, in this case, they're all the same, so it doesn't really matter. And then same for the max, okay? But your minimum throttle will be your maximum number between all four motors. So if you had one that said 1000, one that said 1006, 1010, and 1012, they'd all have to be 1012 because they have to be able to reach, all of them have to be able to reach the same number, okay? And then on the maximum, it's going to be the lowest number between all of them. So again, if you had 2000, 2002, 1996, 2000, 2002, and 2004, they'd all be 1996 because all the motors can achieve 1996, but some of them can't achieve higher than that, okay? So that's that. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to remove programming. So we've done programming them. Everything is fine here. So remove this because you don't want to do it again by accident. And you're going to click Right Setup. We are now officially done with BL Heli. Now we can disconnect and close this. Go back to Betaflight. And now if you want to change yours to D-Shot, what have you, you're more than welcome to. I'm not changing mine. But I will set my ports here when they're ready to go. And I believe that we're going to need to do the video transmitter too to load that. So I'll walk you guys through all that. But right now I want to make sure my motors are mapped properly. So this quad is facing me. And once I test the mapping, I'm going to close the whole thing up. So 1 should be here, and it is spinning counter, which is wrong. 2 is here, which is spinning. Oh, okay, so my mapping is wrong. This is perfect. Okay, so look, here we go. I'm going to make some notes here. This is going to be great. So the mapping is wrong. So if you look at this quad right now, and I'll try to turn this so that it makes more sense, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to blow something up. I know it if I do this, but let me just do it anyway. Okay, so here's the quad facing the right direction. Okay, when I say the right direction, I mean this is motor 1, motor 2, motor 3, motor 4. So what I'm doing right now, which is what a lot of people need to do, is the first thing you do when you do this is please go to your setup right here and make sure that you take your quad and reset your axis and calibrate your accelerometer. Get it flat, get it facing the right direction. Then lift the nose up and then pitch or roll right, left and right. As long as you see that movement, you know your orientation of the board is fine. Here's where I have my problem. So I just armed the motors and I went to motor 1 and this one spun, which it was supposed to do. It's spinning the wrong direction. Oh no, now it's spinning, I'm sorry, it's spinning the right direction. So I'm going to put in my notes, motor 1, god darn it, 1 equals, goes to the right, or clockwise, sorry, CW, that's correct. So I'm going to go to motor 2. Motor 2 is spinning counterclockwise where motor 3 is. So motor 2 equals CCW on 3, okay? So then we're going to spin motor 3, which is spinning motor 3 equals CCW on motor 2, and then motor 4 is probably going to spin correctly at clockwise. Okay, so motor 4 equals clockwise. Okay, so now I did see that Ivan posted today that I think something on his contribution to Betaflight where you can just select the motors and tell them which ones they are. But I have to remap mine. So to remap mine, I'm going to go in here and all right, be quiet a second. To remap mine, I'm going to type resource, and I'm going to scroll up and I'm find my motor. So my motor 2 resource M2 equals B01, and M3 equals A03. So I'm just going to swap those, right? So I'm going to say resource, oh my gosh, I can't type, motor 2 is A03. Enter. And then resource motor 3 is B01, enter, and then just type save. And then when I get back in this, I'll go back to my motors now, and I will click on motor 2, and this one should spin, and it does, and it's spinning counterclockwise, and motor 3, spinning counterclockwise. Perfect. This is done. So as far as this goes now, guys, we are done with the build. Okay, there's the programming. Sorry guys, I didn't mean to not say bye. Finley, take care. Steven, yes, you will do all of that in BL Heli, which is do your firmware updates, okay? So I'm gonna power this off now, guys. So let me go ahead and just unplug that. I think this build is gonna be solid. So let me go ahead now. I have 2 things to do on this build, and then I'm gonna put the pricing together tonight. You guys that have watched it, you will get, if you decide you want a build like this one, I'll give you guys an extra 10% off since you watched it. So if you decide you want that, okay? And don't, I understand if you don't need a quad, that's fine. But I do like to at least give something for you guys who put in your time to help by watching. All right, so that'll end it probably for this one. Now I need to just do the programming side and get my transmitter set up and all that good stuff. Which I will do some more work on. I do want to close this up, so I'm not going to end the video until I close it up. Let me take this out. All right, let me put this one in. This is going to be good. I'm excited to fly this one. And then I'll give you guys all the benchmarks on it too, to let you know how much power it's putting out, how much thrust it's putting out. All right, there we go. I'll flip you for it, bro. Don't ever play. You know that. I'll flip you all day long. We're 1-1 now, but I think you're up on me. I think the goggles were worth more. Yeah, they were. So you're beating me right now. So yeah, okay. You'll rub it in. I'll get you back. I gotta redo this because I can't get this to fit properly. So let me just take this off. Once I close this up, give you guys a final look at it, and then I'm going to get started on the 3D print on the back. So I've got to design that real quickly. That way you got something cool there as well. And then I'll post all that, plus the pricing on this. It's going to be a good price. I promise you guys, you're going to like the price on this thing. That was the whole idea behind this. All right, so I think that's going to wrap it up there. Let me put these pieces up. I'm going to take this off. Don't need this on here. Okay, and then this will just be considered basically part 1 of the build, and then part 2 will be the programming and so forth into your receiver and your flight controller. I'm sorry, into your radio. But for the sake of this, let me turn this light off. And here it is. So this is a super light. I mean, I think it weighed 250 grams or something like that. I've got 2 caps on there, which seems to be pretty much beast mode for this thing. And I'm going to make the 3D print for the back antenna right now, and we'll stick that one up here at like a 60 degree angle maybe. And that's it. So there you go. Okay, I hope you guys like it. and like I said, I'll put a price on the website on the homepage. You'll see it on the top there next to the other quads for the binder flies and for the do-it-yourselves. Okay, so guys, with that said, this has been a 2-hour and 30-minute build. It was fun. I had a good time, and I'm glad I got to do it again because I've missed doing some live builds. So if you have any questions, guys, please use our Facebook page right there. You can go to our group page, okay? And then, as always, please subscribe to or like our Facebook or follow, whatever you're supposed to do, and just mainly support our YouTube channel as well. And other than that, guys, God bless, be safe, spend time with your family this weekend, please. Don't know how much time you have left. Please make the most of it, okay? You can always fly later. And happy anniversary to my parents and my kids. Love you guys, and I'll see y'all later. Guys, thanks for your support, okay? It means the world to me. Talk to you soon. Bye.